Innovating Education Learning World in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.
These days, many educational projects are adapting their methods for sick children. We find out how and we explore ways to teach young people about medical issues. If children have to be kept in a sterile environment, how can they keep up with their education? Well, it takes effort, but it can be done, as we see now in this report from Portugal.
Here at the Portuguese Institute of Oncology in Oporto, they treat children with cancer. But they also make great efforts to ensure that their patients don't fall behind with their schoolwork.
Normally, we use recreation as a platform for the curriculum. We have activities like music, theatre, artistic expression, reading, story time. And then all the school activities.
Desde da leitura, a hora do conto e depois também todas as atividades escolares.
E do cão.
Sometimes it's possible to teach children in groups in something like a classroom. But at other times, the children need to be isolated from others and remain in a sterile environment. So before going to see them, the teacher has to change her clothes, disinfect her hands, and put a cap and a mask on. Also, all the equipment used, including paper and laptops, has to be sterilised or disinfected.
I want to be a paediatrician and look after children.
I don't know yet if I want to be an engineer, a journalist or a mechanical engineer.
While Nadine was living in isolation, she did lessons via Skype. From middle school onwards, children here are connected to their schools via the internet. They can watch a regular class or have private lessons with their teachers. Nadine doesn't feel that having virtual lessons is a disadvantage.
Muito bem.
No, it's the same, because in regular classes, teachers also give us instructions, even though it's in person, but then we have to study by ourselves.
The virtual schooling scheme has been running here for 12 years, and parents find it a big help.
I was very happy because I realised that her goals in terms of studies wouldn't be affected.
Well, that's one way to do it, but how about building a whole school right in the middle of a hospital? How would that work? Could it make a difference? Let's find out in this report from Chile.
Jenny has been a hospital teacher for 9 years now. She works for a pioneering NGO which has helped educate 60,000 hospitalised children so far.
What we have to do is reconsider the work we do in the classroom, partly to compensate for them being here. We try to make the time we're with them, whatever it is, the best and as normal as possible for them.
Y que sea lo más normal posible para ellos.
School has helped me to be more at ease and to be more able to focus, to have more opportunities to do things and to understand more.
The president of the NGO remembers teaching one child with cerebral palsy.
One girl had amazing achievements. The only thing she wanted was to study, to be trained. She learned to read, to say a few words, and most importantly, got onto a training course, something that neither she nor her mother had ever dreamed of.
Doing lessons in hospital helps children feel more cheerful during their treatment.
The hospital school not only aims to keep up with classes and academic achievements, but also serves as a distraction for children.
The foundation is now lobbying for a law enshrining the right of all children to be educated while they're in hospital.
And finally, we take a look at an interesting way of explaining medical conditions to children to help them understand what's wrong with them if they ever have to be admitted to hospital. Let's see how they are doing this in the UK.
Explaining complicated medical concepts to adults can be difficult, and even more so to children. So in 2009, 2 doctors came up with a series of cartoon superheroes called the Medikids, who were on a mission to help young people understand their medical conditions.
We used superhero characters, the Medikids, this gang of 5 superheroes from planet Mediland, a planet shaped like the human body out in space. And we use these 5 characters as the vehicle to engage children so we can educate them. So what we try and do is allow a child to understand, if they're told they have type 1 diabetes, what is the pancreas? How does it work?
Since their launch, they have produced 60 different titles and distributed 2.5 million comic books in 30 languages across 50 countries. The text is written by doctors and reviewed by consultants.
Medikids now have many different subjects about different complicated problems, whether that be cancer or diabetes or some really rare conditions like the one I look after, which is haemophilia for young boys. And doctors have, for each specialty, have been helping the Medikids team get the story right.
Among the titles are books on asthma, diabetes, epilepsy, HIV and leukemia.
It's a comic book, but it's real. It teaches me more about my illness. My favorite character is Pump because he's the main guy. He shows everything, like how the red blood cells work.
This book has helped me in many different ways to understand Grandad's Parkinson's disease. And first of all, I think it explains the symptoms in an easy way for you to understand what's going on. And also it gives the family and friends tips on how to help Grandad.
So, what do you think of the comic books idea? Do you have any other creative ways to explain illness to young people or to help them keep up with schoolwork when they are ill? We look forward to hearing from you via our social media pages. Goodbye for this week.
Learning World in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.